breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy going back to my island. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island.
Suspended.
The island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine, and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe.
Want to take a solo?
I haven't figured out the chords. Breathing in, I go back to the island within myself. There are beautiful trees within the island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine, and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy beautiful trees within the island. There are clear streams of water. There are birds, sunshine, and fresh air. Breathing out, I feel safe. I enjoy going back to my island.
Ooh, my island. Hello. Good morning. It's nice to see your bright faces. Anybody stay up late at the bonfire last night? So raise your hand if you stayed past 9 o'clock, past 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whoa, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Wow. It's pretty amazing that you guys are still here. Thank you. So, Julian, what song do you want to sing today?
All in my heart.
Aww, you guys are. May I have some friends join as backup hand dancers? Come on, you got this, Dagmara. Okay. Oh.
You want me to hold the mic for you?
Oh. Yes. Yes, and there's this rap version too. You don't need to know need to know that version. We can sing it normally, the regular version, and then I can show y'all the rap version. One of the monks, Brother Phap Khai, he came up with the rap version during the Viet Wake Up retreat. So you'll get to hear the rap version. And I feel like I'm giving off this thing of oh, I'm the rapper Numai, but I don't really do much rapping. Okay, ready? You guys ready? Okay. Wave your hands in the air. All right, put your hands in the air. Wave them like you just don't care. But you do care because you want to have fun. Okay, you guys ready? 1, 2, yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. The sun, it shines on my face and on my eyes. The sun, it shines in my heart. The sun, it shines in my heart. The river, it flows from the mountains to my toes. The river, it flows in my heart. The river, it flows in my heart. From the mountains, the flowers, the children and the deer. We all love each other. There's a space for everyone in my heart. The trees, they sway and give oxygen every day. The trees, they sway in my heart. The trees, they sway in my heart. The birds, they fly. School of fish, as a school of fish swim by. Animals, the animals are all in my heart. The animals are all, yeah, there you go. From the mountains, the flowers, the children and the deer. We all love each other. There's a place for everyone in my... From the mountains again. From the mountains, the flowers, the children and the deer. We all love each other. There's a space for everyone in my heart. There's a space for everyone in my heart. There's a home for everyone in my heart. Okay, so this rap, you sort of need a clap. It'll be like 1, da, 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 da. Okay, cool. And whenever you hear in my heart, you echo in my heart. Okay, so so when I'm like, the sun is in my heart, okay? And then, come in on the chorus, okay? So ready? The sun, it shines in my face and on my eyes. The sun, it shines in my heart, The river flows from the mountains to my toes. The river flows in my heart, in my heart. From the mountains, come on, the flowers, the children and the deer. We all love each other. There's a space for everyone in my heart. Keep on going. Right? Oh, wait, what am I? Where am I? The trees? Okay. The trees, they sway and give oxygen every day. The trees, they sway in my heart, in my heart. The birds, they fly as a school of fish swim by. The animals are all in my heart, in my heart. From the mountains, all together, the flowers, the children and the deer. We all love each other. There's a space for everyone in my heart. There's a space for everyone in my heart. There's a home for everyone in my heart. Woo! Do you guys have a request? Any requests? Oh, yeah. I'm breathing in. Oh, okay. This one's easy. It's call and response. Okay. You snap your fingers. 2, 3. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out.
I'm breathing out.
My breath goes deep.
My breath goes deep.
My breath goes slow.
My breath goes slow.
Calming.
Calming.
Easing. Smiling to life.
Smiling to life.
Oh, life. It's so wonderful. Oh, life. It's so wonderful. Present moment. Okay, that's good. Now we're gonna pick it up a tiny bit, and we're like gonna feel the words. So when it's like, oh, life, just be like, yeah, oh, life, it's so wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
2. I'm breathing in. I'm breathing out.
Breathing out.
My breath goes deep.
My breath goes deep.
My breath goes slow.
My breath goes slow.
Calming.
Calming.
Easing.
Easing.
Smiling to life.
Smiling to life.
Oh, life.
Oh, life.
It's so wonderful.
So wonderful.
Oh, life.
Oh, life.
It's so wonderful.
It's so wonderful.
Present moment.
Present moment.
Present moment.
Present moment.
It's a wonderful moment.
Wonderful moment.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Are we ready? Okay. Is our Q&A panel here and all ready? Okay. So I would like to invite our monastics to come up to the front.
So, good morning, dear Thai, dear Sangha. Today is Saturday, June 20th, the year 2015, and we are in a big meditation hall at Blue Cliff Monastery doing the Wake Up Retreat. And we are glad to be on the panel for a session of Q&A with you. I think the sister was kind of not too many sisters, so we ended up with 4 brothers. So you can give us some female question or whatever. We try our best to answer you. We are in you, you are in us. So let me introduce to you the panel. Is we have to my left, Brother Tần Trú. I think you can translate peaceful abiding, something. And we try to introduce by the latest ordination, more recent ordination. And to my right is Brother Bode, Brother Enlightenment. So if you have any question about enlightenment, you can ask him. And on the far left is Brother Ngộ Không, realization of emptiness. So you have any question on emptiness also, you can ask him. Actually, we are from the same emptiness family. My name is Brother Pháp Không, that means the Dharma emptiness. Thank you. Do we have any teens here? No? I think they are. Yeah, some teens, okay. So maybe if we like to take a few questions from the teens, if they wish to ask questions first, and maybe we can take some questions from the more than teens after.
You can raise your hand, my dear young teens or also young adults, if you have a question, and I'll run the mic over to you.
Okay, anybody who asks question, just raise your hand. We are 4 on a panel here, so maybe we can take 6 questions first, in case somebody would like to answer 2 questions. And she just ask 1 question after the other, and they have a sister who will write on the board, and then after that we can try to answer to your question. And a good question doesn't need to be long. And sometimes the question may benefit a lot of people because you formulate the question and somebody else also would like to ask the same question as you. And ask something concrete in your practical life rather than something theoretical. I mean, we all get access to Wikipedia, so we can know theory about it.
Okay, we have our first question.
Hi, my name is Jonathan, and my question is to all the brothers: how do you maintain your freedom, and how aren't you swept away from yourselves whenever you see so many young, beautiful women?
Next question.
Hello, everybody. My question is, what is the difference between detachment and not caring?
Good morning, dear Sangha. My question is, what inspired you to become monastics?
In the front too? Okay.
Good morning, Sangha, friends, and dear brothers. I have a question about leaving Blue Cliff and going back to our homes where we have our spiritual friends, but we also have our friends that don't practice. And I'm wondering how to be mindful around some of the people that I am now cultivating different views and different practices from. But are still my friends, and I've just noticed some differences with my friends, and I don't want to lose the friendship, but I don't know how to continue to be mindful with them. Thank you.
Hello, brothers. My question is, how do I keep my interest alive over time? Because when I first started, I was very intense, very focused, and then over time, I feel that it's become like everything else. I get bored over time, and I want to keep growing in the practice rather than falling back or staying in the same spot. So, thank you.
With all due respect, and heaven forbid this happen anytime soon, but what will happen after Dear Tai passes away? Is there someone who will take over as leader, or will we continue to remember him and follow him always in this tradition?
Dear brothers, are these enough questions, or can we take any more? Okay, no more. Thank you. And don't worry if you don't get to ask your question. If we have time, we may ask for a couple more, or if not, you can always bring it up during Dharma discussion. And sometimes, as these answers come out, they will answer your own questions as well.
Good morning, dear Thai, dear friends, dear Sangha. It is a great pleasure to be up here with and see all of your wonderful faces. So, a question that I feel I have experience with and something I'm still working with is the first question. How to maintain your freedom, and especially around many beautiful women. Now, I see that men can have this difficulty. We can suffer a lot when we want to be around many beautiful women, and we can't get their attention or something, so we suffer. We suffer from our jealousy when someone else gets the attention from other women, we don't. And so we feel our freedom is not there, is not present. From my experience, yes, I have mental formations that arise over women, but I have an aspiration to see all these women as my sisters, to see them as little girls. And if I look deeply and see the pain in their hearts and their suffering, as well as their aspirations and their joys, their aspiration to be free, then I no longer want to look at any of these sisters that I call little girls with eyes of attachment or desire, because to do that I lose all of my freedom. So to look with compassion and to look with love brings me the greatest happiness. And every time I look with love and compassion and I see you as my little sister, I am connected with you at a very deep level. And I no longer suffer from jealousy or desire. When love is there, freedom is possible. To understand others, to understand my brothers, to understand my sisters from all around the world, to look into their eyes, to understand them is to love them, and to love is to be free. And if you want freedom, then it takes time. It takes time to acquire freedom. It takes time to love others, even those who make us suffer. Of course, we have to love ourselves. I couldn't love others if I didn't love myself. To love myself, I just take my time. When I suffer, I take care of my suffering. If I have no freedom, then I practice to get my freedom back. And I just sit. I sit and I do nothing. I sit and I breathe and I stay there. I drink a cup of hot water, a cup of tea, and I feel great. All is dandy. And if I can do that, then I have some freedom. And if I can breathe more, I walk. I'm mindful of nature. I'm mindful of the people around me, and I look at everyone and smile with compassion. I am a free man, and no one can stop me. So in regards to looking at beautiful women, I look at them and I picture them as little girls just sitting here, right in front of me. Little girls who still crave a little candy bar, or sit on their mother's lap and embraced by their father's arms. I see them as these little girls, and I no longer want to destroy their freedom by becoming attached to them. Yeah. I can say more, but overall, I just say that love is freedom. Freedom is love. Thank you.
Dear Thai, dear Sangha, dear friends, when we all come here to practice and learn the way of understanding and love, like my brother Bode shared, first we want to find for ourselves a path that can bring us happiness and joy, and to somehow find a way out of suffering, whether that's in terms of relationship suffering, society suffering, or just the suffering that come from inside, which is all this worries, sadness that has been transmitted to us by our ancestor, or even our father or mother. So coming here, we all wanted to give us a gift, which is the gift of being present, of being joyful, and to live life to the fullest. Because our life, we tend to run after something that we think that, okay, happiness only can be possible in the future, but it's not right here, it's not right now. So by coming here, you learn the path of concentration, mindfulness, and insight, so that you can help you, give you a energy that help your thinking, your speaking, and your actions to go in the right way, so you don't cause suffering to your friends, to your families, to your parents, and anyone that come across you in life. So by coming here and you're learning all of that, you will have a foundation that when you go back home, when you interact with people who doesn't practice, you have that love and understanding and patience for that friends, because they don't have the condition to be here like you are. they might be busy of something, and their condition is not sufficient yet for them to come here and to be with us as a family, go as a river to practice. But you have. And this is the condition, the good condition that been built up by many generations, so it can give this, has give you a chance to come here. So by understanding that and follow the way you practice, and you feel that joy, happiness, and stability in your heart and your body and mind, when you come back home, carry that with you. We are here is a collective energy that has helped you open up your heart and mind to the practice. But it doesn't mean that once you live here, we don't come with you. This is just a form that is here to help you see yourself and to practice. But when you go back home, use that inner awakening to help you go out of your time of difficulties, or time out when you talk to a friend, you interact with a friend and it causes you suffering. If you can be mindful of the way you talk, you speak and you act, that is good enough, and your friend will see that from you. Sometimes you don't have to say much. It's like a big tree in a forest that has a very, very wide range of branches. On a hot summer day, if you sit under that tree, you feel very light and you feel very calm and ease. So the same thing, the more you practice, the more mindful energy, peaceful energy, joyful energy come out from inside of you, then suddenly your friends will feel that from you. Because sometimes they are busy and sometimes they suffer from the path that they chose. But when they see you a different path, a very fresh water, a very fresh air that they can breathe from. Suddenly they will come to you without any force. Like you say, oh, come with me, I want to show you something. Sometimes by you forcing people, it's into they react from it. But being natural, build up your strength, the inner strength of breathing, mindful walking, mindful eating, all the basic practice, and over time it will help you. It will come naturally to you. You don't have to worry. So help yourself. Give yourself a gift. Build a foundation. Whether that's start out small, but the longer you practice, the more long you live a mindful life, you will see it right away. And people around you will get nourished from that. So even though you left here and you don't see us anymore, but we are still in you. We are your practice, we are your walking, we are your breathing, and we are there for you. So don't worry. Give it time and patience. Thank you.
Dear respected Thai, dear sisters and brothers, thank you for this beautiful answer. This was the answer of the question number, how going home. It was so beautiful and it covered all questions, so I was wondering, where is he at in the moment? I'd like to first share my idea of question and answers in my eyes, in the, let's say, the final Buddhist insight is that there is no question our answers. We say we want to go behind this notion of birth and death, of day and night. We live in this dualistic world, but we know that when we look at it from another perspective, or if we look deeply into the heart of things, that there are no contrary things, but it is one, and that's also our teaching of interbeing. So there is no birth, there is no death, there is no day, there is no night, so there is no question and there is no answers. So when we express a question, then the answer must be somewhere around in us too. Otherwise we won't be able to put this question into words. So I believe that all we can do here on this panel is to trigger something in you and to push some buttons to find your way to your answer, because it is there already. And I'd like to comment on all of those questions, to actually a little bit more explicit to two of them, but I have two fun answers and two short answers, so I think I can, without taking too much time, go for it. To question number one, I found it so funny. I've been married and divorced, and I've been through many relationships, so hearing that, it sounds so cute to me. Yeah? And my opinion is, how do you maintain your freedom around many beautiful women is not the question. The more challenge is to engage with one and then maintain your freedom, you know? So get into the relationship and then stay free, that's the thing to do. What's the difference between detachment and not caring? It's very beautiful. I've been confronted with that in my life. Often, like being addressed, being careless, while I was thinking I'm just carefree. And I have a certain distance to things that allows me not to be hurt or not to feel painful when I was hurt by other people. So where's the difference between serenity and indifference? And I think it is a sensitive thing, and that's about to practice to. Where is the point between breathing in and breathing out? Again, those two contrary things, but to find the link between them, because both of them are essential in our lives. We have to be detached, and we have to be sometimes not caring. Otherwise, things will overwhelm us when we get into people, into relations, into topics of the world too much. We can suffer a lot if we don't know how to detach from them. On the other side, we want to be connected. And it's the question of how can I hold on to things and be connected with them, and in the same time how I can, or when it is the right time to let go, and am I able to let go? And usually we cling to things that feel pleasant to us, and we like to push things away that feel unpleasant. So if we change our view towards this, we can already go beyond this either or question. Shall I be this or that? How can I be this or that and that? To develop a serene mind by stopping, by calming down, and seeing that those things both are necessary and with us anyway all the time. And for example, that true happiness is not to be happy all the time. For me, true happiness is to be aware of my suffering and still maintain a certain happiness. And I have an image for myself that works very well, which I like to share with you, is if I see happiness and suffering as two children, and let's say I'm the mother of it. Now we don't have sisters, so I will play the role of the mother. So I'm the mother of those two children, and I hold them at my hand, and we walk through the world. And this child, which I gave the name Happiness, is non-stop pulling my arm and saying, "Oh, there's a carousel, I want to go there. Oh, look, there's ice cream. I'm so excited, I'm so happy." and is pulling my arm always. And but there's the other child. It's called suffering, and this is at my left hand, and is pulling me back, sitting at the floor and crying, saying, "I'm so sad. I want to have this ice cream over there." So you have this one child pulling you there, the other one is holding you back, and you're torn. And I think this is hitting here, this question. So what to do? We can let go of one of them. We can pay attention to one of them and forget about the other one, which will suffer or be happy, or the happy will turn into suffering when I turn to my suffering. So for us, it's important to be that caring mother in the middle of it, to keep the balance and to give love to both of us, presence, to give attention, care, to see what they're needing, and just to be there, basically. So to develop those human qualities, we tend to forget when we say this or that, then we lose the human quality of common sense, of putting love into something, because it's a rational decision we have to make. Shall I be detached or shall I be caring now? Shall I be connected or is that not good for me? Let's put our heart into it, open our heart and put our heart in it and see these energies, or also people we're dealing with. They're people and they have emotions and they have needs, to be there for them. So to be the mother of two different childs and walking around with them. And when I have this image and I imagine having those children there, is a very satisfying and calming sensation for me, because I'm aware that there is happiness in me and I'm aware that there is suffering in me. And if sometimes this happiness children, let's say, has 70-30 like percent, there's more happiness, I know it, I'm aware of it, but I'm also aware of the 30% of the suffering still. So I will never be carried away by my happiness and be overexcited. And then if something happens, I'm drowned in sadness because I forgot about the suffering. And then again, it reminded me by pulling my hand, I'm here. So to be in contact with both of them is, for me, the middle way. The third question, also just a short answer on the aspiration to become a monastic. I give just one sentence when I'm asked sometimes by children here. They say, what is a monk? And then I say, I don't know how to explain it to a children. So I want to make it easy, and then I have a sentence to say it's that monks and nuns were spending a lot of time to meditate, to sit and think how we can understand and love ourselves better, and how we can understand and love other people better, so we can live in a peaceful world. Do you understand that? Yes, I understand that. Do you understand that? Yes, you do understand. So that's a short answer. And therefore you have to pay a high price. You have to cut all the relationships. You don't eat meat anymore, you don't take alcohol and things, but it's a price you pay with pleasure. And the fourth question was leaving and how can we maintain our mindfulness with our friends. It was beautifully answered. And I just want to add, don't be someone, be yourself. It's so easy to be someone. You hang out with your friends and you have a certain style. You have a certain way to dress. You have a certain kind of music you're listening to. You have certain clubs you're going to, and you know it. If you go to that club, if you listen to this music and you wear that, you're one of those. You're someone. But I found it so limiting to limit myself to be someone. It's so great to be yourself. And sometimes you confront and conflict with your friends because everybody is someone, but if everybody is someone, then we're never ourselves, and if we would be all ourselves, then we would have space for each other. And I found it very inspiring and courageous, actually, of Ellie the other day when she shared that she's not going to movies anymore with her friends, when she's not finding that nourishing for herself. And also there to find a balance, to still stay connected with my friends because they're my friends, and also still look meet my own needs, because my needs, they are my values. They're very important for me and for my growth. So it's not about compromising. It's about meeting all needs. And also there I see the 4 elements of true love applicable. You can, what you eat. This is eating, edible food, sensual impressions, volition, and consciousness. So the edible food goes out a bit. But sensual impressions, you can say, oh dear friends, this is really triggering something in me like violence, or so if I would go to this movie or to that, this is not good for me. I ask your understanding, and I'm sure they will understand. And maybe it opens also up something for them to become more sensitive. How do I stay interested in growing? And that resonates very much with me, this question, how I can keep my interest alive over time. When I started practicing and I went home and I was alone, it helped me to look at my watch or at the clock in my apartment and to try to catch up with the present moment, to say, oh, it's now I'm here. It's all about being present. And as the second finger of seconds went on, I said, now, I'm now. And I could kind of get this feeling of being in the present, of being like a surfer on the wave. And that kept me going a lot. Like, being the surfer on the wave is the present moment. So, and being pulled out of the present because of things happened in the past is like I'm falling back into the ocean, or being pulled out of the present because of worries for the future is the wave gets me and I'm tumbling over the wave. So this is a good image, to be on top of the wave or be there. And another point is we have, in the monastic tradition, we speak of the 4 elements. The 4 elements of practice, which is study, work, practice, and play. So as a monastic, you have to study sutras, you have to work to maintain and make the hamlet, the monastery, beautiful. And there are works to do. We are practicing, that we are growing, and not only theoretically by studying, but really practicing mindfulness by breathing, by Dharma sharing. And all those things we did here, we do every day. What we did in this retreat, we do every day. So to practice and to play. That means we have time, as we do have here too. So it's applicable for lays and for monastics to keep that spirit of our lives, that everything what we do is belongs to those 4 elements. And Thai says those 4 elements are inter-are. So I can play while I study. I can also study while I play or work. And it's interesting to play with that when you are at work, for example, and you say, that's also studying, because in the moment I'm learning something. It's also practicing, because I want to stay focused now in the present, or I want to observe what I feel. And realizing that, there's joy coming up in myself, and then I say, oh wow, that's also play, like that's discovering, and there's a discovery element in it. So that helped me. And we say a fruit of practicing is joy, and joy is a little fire and keeps our aspiration alive. Bodhicitta, the mind of love Tai was talking of, is the fire to practice, and is kept alive by being joyful and being in the present. And the last question, that's a fun question too, a fun answer. So what do we do when Tai, what happens to the Sangha after Tai's passing? I said, if there's anybody taking over his throne, I said, we don't have anybody, but we have some application forms here at the table. So if you feel competent, please fill it out and we will choose one of them. Of course not. And looking at our, to be serious, looking at our insight and vision of interbeing, we are the continuation of Thai. And Thai teaches us all this long years to continue the treasure of practice and to continue this insight that we are all interwoven. And we say, you are, therefore I am. And I am, therefore you are. And this is because that is. And that includes that we are the continuation. We don't have to ask ourselves, who will be the continuation? Will there be or will there not be? There will be neither nor there will be. So we are already. That's my answer. So I got it in time, actually. I was not too long. Quite happy. Thank you very much.
So, dear Thầy, dear friends, I didn't know, but usually our emptiness nature, we answer all the questions rather than go already. So I can just breathe and smile. That's good. Yeah, I think I want to add a little bit more about what inspires you to be a monk and how do you generate the interest in the practice. I think also we have to define what is a monastic and what is a non-monastic too. In a sense, to cut to the chase, we practice monastic rules, and that include chastity. So I think they covered that part about it. I think it's easy to come to the practice like a monastery and also to ask to become a monk. But then after a while, you become, and if you don't generate that internal interest to keep alive, then you can slowly lose the interest, lose the practice. So we have to practice intelligently in a way that we can generate our own interest. I think we have some lay friends who stay with us, and usually the first 2 weeks is wonderful. And after even a month is so wonderful, we can get the chance to transform a lot of internal suffering and so on. But after about 6 months, they can say, oh, I wonder how the grass is green on the other side, kind of thing, you know. And the same with the monastic. After you practice for a while, you know, you can, okay, you know, I've been listening to Thầy Dharma talk for the last 10 years, and, you know, I kind of already know what he's gonna say. But for me, I practice in the sense, I look at the audience, and I can see, okay, this is how he can feel the audience, and this is how he deliver the Dharma talk. So in a sense, I feed on a lot of interest from the lay friend who come to the monastery. I love to observe children and teenage because they bring so much innocence and joy and fresh look at things. They come and they look at, wow, you know, it's a wonderful pond. Here's a frog in there. Here's a fish and so on, you know. And sometimes we live here for a while. We say, okay, well, we know there are frogs in there. We know there are fish in there. We have observed them. But I think we need to practice intelligently. We already know the basic thing. It says always cherish your breath and always being a mindful step. But then after a while, it gets boring. Okay, you do the mindful step, you do mindful breath, you do mindful eating, but then what comes, what next? So we have to generate a new way of looking. And for me, I see through the eyes, the ears of other people. That to keep me interested. Because I see the same thing with my own eyes all the time. Then after a while, I get used to. So I think, and there's always a new way to present the Dharma. I listen to share the young monastic share at the wake up group, and we have a new way of sharing things, the Dharma. We have like a getting to know a game, like a Holden or different way of doing things, and it's more alive. I think to me, each group have to generate their own way of presenting the Dharma. But first you have to internalize it and digest it. It goes with a little bit of what Brother Ngọc talked about. What when Thầy passed away and we continue, we have to present the Dharma in a new way. Thầy used a picture which I like very much, is the silkworm. They eat the mulberry leaves, and they digest it and they produce silk. So when we encounter Dharma, we practice. We need to practice in such a way that we really digest the mulberry leaf, which is the method of practice, our experience of the Dharma. And we have to produce the silk, not the dead mulberry leaf that we chew out. So when we come, we practice to the monastery or to the retreat or to the day mindfulness or Sangha, we practice to produce some insight and some personal experience in such a way that we can produce the silk and not the mulberry chew up leaf, which they have less value with the mulberry leaf before it becomes a silk. So I think to me, that's the part that we need to renew ourselves and to add new things. I was talking with somebody who studies statistics, and for some reason, when I was studying college, I love statistics. I mean, the formula is awful. It's difficult to remember the statistical formula, but somehow the interest as a group study, the group of sample and so on, wonderful things. I mean, and I was thinking about maybe someday I give a Dhamma talk about statistics, and having to do with group interaction and group behavior. And I think it's true. There is a truth in mathematics and other thing about how I think there was a science about group behavior in statistical manner in a thing. So there's always a new way of presenting the Dharma, and I think that keep our interests going on. And we give retreat for all kind of layer of society, whether for veterans, for health educators, and creative art, and people color, everything. There's a need for society to be encountered with the Dharma. So the Wake Up group has a role to play on that, to present new Dharma. And hopefully tonight we have a team meditation, and we can present our performance and kind of thing in our own insight way. I think for me, the question of what inspired you to be a monk, each of us have our own personal experience. For me, I'm very much independent thinker. I don't get influenced by a lot of things, even though this is what the elder, in society, professor told me or something. I test myself to see, okay, is it really for me? It is working for me? And when I encounter our teacher and the teaching, I feel that our teacher really touched directly to our heart. And the way he explained is very concrete, very clear, and it's very practical, and it makes it easy to understand the sutra, the Dharma. And the more I practice, I really like it, and that's how I become a monastic. I have some deep experience. And there's always a give and take. Like I say, we have a monastic rule. If a young friend would love to be interested in a 5-year program or more than 5-year program, we can talk to some of the young monks and nuns. They can share with us about experience. And we don't have to be monastic to practice. We can practice very well as a lay friend. We have many lay Dharma teacher or long-term practitioner would be member of order interbeing who practice very well. They're the leader of local group in each of the area where you live, and they build the sangha from the local level, and they get involved with many aspects of the society and help out with the society. You just need to devote a little bit time every day into the practice. Whether it's just sitting for 5 or 10 minutes in the morning before you get involved with the job, going out to do different things, you know. And I think as a young friend, my thing that saved me go through difficulty is choose good friend. I think everybody know that, you know. But I think you have to make a choice in your life and see where your value, where your direction, where you want to go, and associate with good friends that go along that direction. I still have a few friends, but I think from high school. But I think before I know the practice, I have a lot of friends who don't practice. And then as I get more involved in helping the local sangha, slowly I develop more friends in the practice. And like now we are monastic, so we have most of the friends we know are in the practice kind of thing. So make it easy, the slowly transition. But I still have to keep contact with some childhood friend and some high school friend. And then I think when you practice a formless practice, then you can touch other people's heart without intentionally try to change them, but by your own contentment, by your own happiness, by your own easiness and light of the practice, people feel inspired to that. And I think many people do that, just by our own way of being. But sometimes it's good to invest in a long weekend or a week to come to the monastery and practice with us for a little while, just so you can, strengthen your good habit energy. Then you can go out in the society and do different things, and you know you have an internal practice already with you. Thank you. So this is close to 11 o'clock. I think maybe we can stop here and then take some rest, because we can rearrange meditation hall, and also we can do group walking meditation. Thank you. You can invite this out the bell.